Hello! Today I'm going to make a pillow, not just one. I'm going to make 2 pillows out of this one, but you don't have to have a pillow to make 2. You can have fabric, you can have a blanket, you can have a sheet, you can literally make a pillow out of anything. I'm going to do it with an invisible zipper, and I'm going to show you how. The first thing I'm going to do is take this pillow apart, take the cording out. But if you don't have a pillow that exists and you're just doing it out of fabric, skip to the next section. But for now, it's me and this seam ripper. Usually when I make a pillow, I don't put this little squared seam into the bottom of the pillow, but the person that made this did, and I think it might be brilliant, to create a little bit of a flat surface for the pillow to sit on. And I want to make sure that we remember how to do this, so I'm just looking at it for a minute. Okay. Look what we did. We've got it all taken apart. This is a very interesting shape. And I want to show you the shape. Let me get my really quick. This, I believe, was a 24-inch pillow. And by the way, when you are taking something apart, it is a great learning opportunity to find out how they put it together so you can learn something. And I have learned something today. This 24-inch pillow has a curved top and a bottom that was at a 90-degree angle, but they cut out an inch. See how they cut an inch out of the square? And to get that zipper in? So that's what I'm going to try to do with these pillows. We're going to try to do it the same way. A lot of times I'll just cut out a square, but when I'm sewing it together, I'll round out the corners. I don't think there's a wrong way. You can do it however you want. Don't get caught up in thinking, how should I do that? Do it what makes sense, and it's going to look good. All right. It's just not quite yet, Leah. This customer wants 2 pillows, 19 by 10. So we're going to do some measuring and some marking. And if this pencil doesn't work, we will do something else. But she wants them 19 by 10. So that does not mean we're going to cut 19 by 10. A pillow that is 19 by 10, we're going to need 0.5 on this side, 0.5 on that side. So you see, this is seam allowance, right? So we're going to need a seam allowance of an added inch on each dimension. So we're actually going to cut this 20 by 11. I hope that makes sense, okay? So now we want to just mark 20 inches by 11. I want to make sure, yeah, I have plenty of space. So we're just going to mark 20 inches by 11 and then cut it. And I'm going to cut it with the long side on the bottom, and the top sides are going to have curved ears like this pillow did. Just for fun, just to see if I like it. Actually, I'm going to get out my rotary cutter because cutting with scissors is less precise, and on my rotary cutter and on my big mat, I will be able to cut it more exact. So I'm going to get that out. This is just called squaring it up because I want to square it up. I have 24 inches. I don't need it all. I just need a square so I can measure. And this is doing it the wrong way. I always do it the wrong way. I'm just going to do it with my right hand. And yes, I have 2 pieces exactly on top of each other. The danger is they're going to slip apart, but just be mindful. And it's already doing that. Just be mindful and make sure everything is lined up. That's why I have the rotary cutter out, because this is going to be a lot more exact. I'm going to square up, which means first I'm going to make this side square. Just because it helps my brain. And I did just change my rotary cutter. That's why it's working. So now that I've squared up, I'm going to measure 20 inches in and put some marks on it and just give myself a 20-inch cut this way. Nice. Now we need two pieces that are 11 inches wide. This is also what's beautiful about a rotary cutter. Let's just do this. Because I'm going to cut it at 11 and we're going to make two pillows. Okay, good. So right now I should have 22 by 20, right? Yes. Now I'm a little bit concerned because I have this right here. That's why I shouldn't have cut. I now have, where did that come from? Well, I have a 1/2 inch seam allowance, but that should come out. That's okay. We're gonna make the corners curved anyway. So we're gonna just go with that. It'll be okay. This is 22 inches. I need to cut at 11. I'm cutting. There's no stress, right? Okay. Now, since I already have that little curve up there, what if we just go with that? It needs a little bit more on this side. You can see that the curve goes this way. I'm just going to make a little bit of a better curve on this that's more symmetrical. And I'm going to come out here and do this. So it looks like a better curve. And I'm also going to look at this and say, I've cut out about, on the diagonal, it's 1 inch. Right? Because these diagonally are the Pythagorean thing. They're more than 1 inch. But this is 1 inch. So I'm going to come over here, mark 1 inch right there. And I'm going to cut out 2 inches to the side. You can see I'm just making it even. And I'm going to cut this out to make little ears. I don't know if I should call them ears, but that looks good. I'm going to do that with the other one as well. It'll make more sense to me when I'm doing it. All right, so our original pillow had this corner cut out, which is important to our construction. So I don't have to mark it because I can see where to do it because I'm on my mat. So I'm just going to cut out that on each of these pillows. I like using an invisible zipper, and I have rolls of it. But if you don't have rolls of invisible zipper, just purchase an invisible zipper with a slide already on. But if you want to know how to put a slide on, I'm going to show you as soon as I find a slide. You separate it a little. You kind of roll out the zipper. You're going to go in through the top. I know you have to go in through the top. I could read my directions. Or we could just pull a man thing. There we go. This is what it's supposed to look like at the beginning. All right. So the zipper's on the back side, right? There's no zipper on the top. It's invisible. And I've got it to slide in halfway through. Now you're going to cut off about a 1/2 inch. And then you're going to stick the other one in. Because if you come up 1/2 inch, you're going to cut off 1/2 inch, approximately. You can be off a tiny bit, but we're going to put this in. Now it's not going to want to go in by itself all the way. Did you hear that? That was a little click, and that was the best click to hear, and I should have stopped talking sooner. Get your tab to be down at the bottom. We're going to get our pliers to grip that. And then we're going to pull. I know what you're saying. That's more than 1/2 inch. That's right. Because I cut this to be like 3 inches too long because I can't ever get it perfect. Nobody's perfect here. And you can even just undo that. Right. Now you've got your invisible zipper ready to go. And we're going to put it in the pillow. Okay, I just came over here to find a matching thread without the zipper. And I said, I think it's this one. And I picked it up. Let's go see if it matches. Which is, it tells you how much I work. Yep, that's the one. It tells you I work way too much. Okay, matching thread, zipper, fabric. Now, when I looked at this, I saw that there's definitely a right side and a wrong side. And I had to think back to, I cut the pillow out with right sides together, so I know the right sides are on the inside. But make sure you know the right side of your fabric and that you don't forget. All right, because honestly, either side could look good. Now I'm going to install my invisible zipper. Now remember, we have 3 inches or so on each side. Sometimes it seems wasteful, but most of the time it's necessary, okay? And I am going to unzip, but not all the way, okay? If this is a zipper on a roll, you'll go right off. Don't unzip all the way. Zip it back up. I'm sorry. But we have to make sure that we're doing it the right way. So what I do is I put a pin, see? Just thinking as I talk, and sometimes I don't think clearly as I talk. I'm gonna put a pin here, and I'm also gonna put a pin over on the other side. And I am going to know for 100% sure that this is the right side, the right way to sew that in. But now I'm going to unzip it almost to the end. I'm going to throw that in my lap. I'm going to change to my zipper foot, my invisible zipper foot. I like where it is. You kind of unroll it a little bit so it will stick into the space underneath your zipper foot that will keep that unrolled. All right. So you see how your zipper foot's just kind of keeping that unrolled a little bit. And we're just going to sew this all the way down to the end. And I do when I didn't know I did this until just now, I do tend to roll this out a little to help my zipper foot. Sometimes I'm sewing a zipper that's a lot bigger than this size, and the coil is a lot bigger. And it really helps your zipper foot. Your zipper foot is so happy when you're just helping her out just a little. Okay, we've got that first side in. And now we're gonna get this out. You see how if I didn't have this pinned, it would be fiddly and I would have to sit and think about it again, how I'm gonna do this. But since I have that pinned, I know exactly how to do it. I'm starting at the same end. All right, you're going to be tempted to start at the other end because you don't want all this stuff clumsily underneath the arm of your machine. But Hope can handle it. She's a big girl. It's not a big project. And it's better to sew from this end to that end because your machine presser foot gently pushes everything forward, and you want it done the same exact way on the left and right. We're going to sew this together. First of all, I need thread. They didn't use matching blue, light blue thread. They just did this neutral brown all the way around. It feels wrong. It feels wrong because I have all of that thread over there and I know I can match. So let's just do that. Let's just go find a matching. Because I can. We need a very grayish blue. This is too dark. A very grayish blue. What if we just use gray? Yeah, look how nice. That gray will disappear. Let's just use gray. Now I have to restring. We're gonna sew this. Now, if you remember right, we let 1/2 inch of room for the seam allowance, and that's what we're gonna do. Crazy. Oh, we're gonna go serge. And I can't sew with the wrong color thread, but I can serge with the wrong color thread. It doesn't bother me to serge this in brown. So that's what I'm gonna do. Here we are. We have done the serging. Now you're asking, if you have a serger, you're sorely tempted to put it into the serger and go like this. But Leah, the lady behind the camera, is like, are you sure you want to do that? And I thought about it and said, you know what? Maybe we should do it separately. And then she just gave it a little bit of a press, and it does look a lot better. So make sure if you're binding the edges, you do them separately. Now we are ready to sew this together. And see, we have this 1 inch cut out. And now we're going to open that up, flatten that a little bit like this. Okay, here, I have a tool that will help with this. We're just gonna open that up, flatten that like this. Okay, so here's what we did. Look, perfect. We're gonna sew a 1/2 inch right there. We need a little piece of stabilizer. We're just gonna do this. Why, you say? Because the manufacturer did it like that, and I'm pretty sure there's a good reason, but I don't know what it is. Yes, we're sewing over zipper. We can do this with matching thread. It's so beautiful. Right about there. And I usually do, sometimes this doesn't go very well, but I do like to have it just for sure, which is bad if you're ever going to take that out, but we won't ever take that out. And that does look good. That does look like we got about 1/2 inch. All right, now I'm going to do the other one, and then we're going to turn it inside out, and then we're going to, or right side out, and then we're going to be done. Thank you for watching this video on how to make pillows. You can do it make 2 pillows out of 1. You can make pillows out of anything. I hope you learned something, especially about invisible zippers. And if I can do it, you can do it. Don't forget, like and subscribe. Thank you.